everyone. Welcome to the new session on Thoughts on Education, where we interact with the dignitaries from educational institutions, which will help in bridging the gap between the students and the institutions. Today, we have Dr. Rajesh Ganga Ketkar, who is the Assistant Professor of Economics at IPE. Sir holds an MCom degree and PhD. He has 17 years of experience in teaching field, out of which 11 years in PG teaching. Post PhD, he has 8 years of teaching experience. His research interests are energy economics, with a focus on power sector, competition and regulatory issues. In another area is the monetary policy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Suhas.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. I have completed 2 decades. 20 years is over. Maybe some action there is required. Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir. Sir, let's start with the interview. So, being a professor of economics department, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
Okay. Let me tell you, one problem which economics faculty face, that we economics faculty across are in an unenviable position because students usually sit with a preconceived notion that, hey, look, economics is a very boring subject. It's a very tough subject. So when we start teaching them the subject, and more so in these schools, we have students from different backgrounds, engineering, not just commerce. Commerce people will have some brush with economics in their first year. Okay. But there are engineering students, there are some BSc students too. Sometimes I have seen nowadays some MBBS students are also joining. There was once a student in our college last year, so they are joining. So to make that interesting and challenging is itself a very challenging job for us, economic. So that is our role. So our primary role is to see how best we can make the subject interesting. That is very important. And to involve the students in the subject. So for that, we do so many things. We apply so many teaching methods, which I will answer in your subsequent questions in case you have.
Yes, sir. Sir, how do you tend to establish healthy relations with students and fellow faculty?
Yeah, healthy relationship with students. I personally, what I do is I teach them a concept. Okay, theory first. I always say your theoretical background should be solid. Economic theory. Okay, for example, in first trimester, we have microeconomics, in which we have demand supply analysis. Now I teach them the theoretical aspects of demand supply. Okay. Then I involve them in discussion. Then I tell them, after creating a solid theory background, I tell them how you can apply this in your day-to-day decision making. And every day before the class starts, 5 to 10 minutes is devoted for the concepts that were taught in the previous class. So that is how I try to build healthy relations, and I tell them that you can shoot your questions to my mail ID. I will answer. Or we have usually 4 p.m. To the last, say 4:45, about 45 minutes. We leave students free, wherein they can come and clear doubts or have discussions among themselves related to the subject. So that's all. As far as developing relations with the faculty, we learn from each other. Because each of us is a different human being. So our teaching skills also do differ. So I try to see what best I can get from my other colleagues who are teaching the subject. Is it that the other colleague has taught something which maybe I omitted or forgot to deal with that particular topic. So we do interact fortnightly, and we exchange, and we have now we have about 9 sections. We have a policy of teaching now, and we are 5 faculty members in economics department. Each of us teach some different case studies and case studies. That helps a lot, because all of us, if we teach same, there will be too much of uniformity. Then students also can exchange from each other's section. That way they will have a wide gamut of cases and caselets which they can learn from the subject. So that's how we try to develop relations with our fellow faculties in the department and with the students.
Yes. Sir, how do you try to bring in practical approach towards subjects and make it more industry oriented?
Okay, this is a very good question, Vijay. We have some standard textbooks. Now, can you see this book? Okay, Principles of Economics by Mankiw. Okay, one of the best authors. Now, if you open a particular chapter and then likewise you see there are some questions at the back, they are all practical application questions. Okay, in degree, commerce students would have learned economics a lot. Okay, but there, it is limited to that theory. So the teacher comes and teaches a law of demand, law of supply, and there ends the matter. Okay, now here we take on. Now this is another book. Okay, very good book. This is another book. So all these books have at the back of their chapter the practical application questions. They tell you how, as a manager tomorrow, you are going to apply the same demand supply theory analysis which was taught to you. Maybe some other concepts such as markets, which is a very important topic in economics. So how do I do that? I will give you an example. For example, in markets, we have a market called perfect competition. So we teach them what is a perfect competition. We give them the features that they would have learned in degree also. BCom students, especially engineering students, would not know. So we have to teach that also more. Okay. So fine. They know the features of perfect. Now I have to tell them, can you find anywhere a perfect competition in and around? Is it there? I told them, if you are a Hyderabadi, you must be knowing there is a furniture market in Nampally, area called Nampally in Hyderabad. There is a huge furniture market across that and many furniture market. I told some of the students that you go to that market, okay, do some survey and find out what features of perfect competition can you find in that furniture market. Or I told them, when they visit a pilgrim center, there they sell puja materials, hundreds of shops having puja materials. Okay, so I tell them, can you go there and find out what are the features of perfect competition that shops selling puja material in a pilgrim center have? Some of our students have done a wonderful job. Okay, in this. They really went. I thought whether they will take it seriously or not. They went, and next day they came and told me, see, this is how it is. So lots of practical theory followed by practical applications. We make them solve those questions, practical applications, so that we will know how best they have understood the theory. So we will know that, yes, because the title of our subject everywhere in B schools usually is Economics for Managers. That means how the managers can apply the concepts of economics in their day-to-day life as decision makers. So those practical application questions we solve after teaching. So we have a judicious blend of theory and practicals.
Sir, how do you strategize the curriculum and how often it gets updated to make it befitting?
How do we strategize the curriculum?
Yes.
Maybe we don't, it is not that we make a very drastic change because those things which are required. Okay. But we do see what best changes we can make Okay, especially in the second trimester, we have macroeconomics. In first, we have micro, in second, macroeconomics. That needs to be updated from time to time because every year the economic issues change. Okay, so we see what best we can. And syllabus undergoes a revision after every 2 years, sometimes 3 years. But as it is very dynamic, it keeps undergoing change. We have an academic advisory council which advises on that, wherein we present them the syllabus and they tell us maybe there is something we can delete, maybe there is something we have to add, in which there is one industry person also, and that's how we update the curriculum.
Yes. Sir, how do you help students to cope up with the competition being so high in real world?
Okay. Here I say one thing, Suhas. I tell the students, once the faculty does whatever he can, a level best. Of course, sometimes students have, usually anywhere else, I'm not talking about maybe they have some problem with the faculty that they have not understood. Okay, sometimes because of me also, maybe they face some problem. So all that is there. But otherwise, at this level, teacher is a facilitator. After that, the ball is in the court of the students, how best they can avail themselves of the facilities provided. Now, in the same subject, economics, okay, I have taught them, okay, I have given them practical application question. It is not that every day I will monitor. Okay, micromanagement, I can't do. In fact, it's left to them. So I usually tell them how to survive. Okay, it is you have to play the role. But nevertheless, we try to give assignments to them. We try to involve them in discussions again and again. We have certain competitions. For example, one of my colleagues holds a book review competition of various books in economics. What she does is, she divides the students into groups and she gives them a book to review related to economics. Some economic concepts are some economic issue, global or Indian. And students read it and they explain that to the faculty. Every year that she used to do that, Dr. Shai Shelja, my colleague. So that's how, we do that, competition place outside. But more so, it depends upon the student. Those 2 years, they have to stretch themselves. In degree colleges, maybe they enjoyed their life, who knows. But here, yes, of course, it is not that all work and no play. Certainly some play is there. Okay, so we have sports, we have games, okay, we have fun events, that is there. But that focused study, that they have to do that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, when you came to IPE, what was your vision and how are you trying to achieve it?
Okay. Vision, maybe vision was simple. It relates to all the previous chapters, whichever college I go. No, I say that how best I can teach economics. Okay, or whichever subject I'm teaching. I also teach another subject called global finance. I try to ask myself, I should not make the subject boring. What best I can do to make it as interesting as it can. Students develop a liking for the subject. So maybe I have a long way to go before I call myself as an ideal teacher or something like that. It's very difficult to achieve that goal. But yes, I have struggled, I have strived to make the subject as interesting as I can. And when the students come and tell me that, yes, they like the subject very much and they found it interesting, I feel very happy. That's the thing.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I'm striving. I myself read a lot because unless the teacher reads, he can't perform. It is a continuous learning for me also. Maybe I sometimes think, okay, this question also, this particular aspect I should have discussed. Maybe something more than what I taught last year before last. Again, this year, something better than what I.
Yes. What has been the impact of COVID on faculty, students, and the teaching methods at IP?
Yeah. That, see, ultimately, offline is offline. When I am face to face with you, you interact with me more and I interact with you more. So, online, that limitation is there. So, that is how we are, even students face internet issues at their end. Sometimes we suspect them whether they are telling right. Sometimes, who knows, it may happen that they may just switch it on and go. So sometimes that trust deficit between the teacher and the student will be there. It's online. But yes, we are doing our best. We give them the PPT, the teaching material. I keep asking them questions online also so that they are involved. So that is how, but yes, online is little more challenging and little more difficult than offline. We only wish that this everything comes to an end and we say, we do not know what coronavirus is and we come back. Because the talk of third wave is there and they say the threat is looming large. We don't know what will happen.
Yes. Sir, lastly, what valuable advice would you give to the students for them to have a prosperous career ahead?
Yeah, yes. One advice I give them, I have many times a strong complaint against the present generation of students. I tell them, dump this. Okay, obsessed with this. Every time, when you are having food also, okay, fine. When you are boarding the bus, while boarding the college bus also while going, they see like this only and they step into the bus. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. This is there. Fine. Every generation will be different. Okay. When we were of this age, 21, 22, 23, we did not have all this. Okay, fine. So maybe, who knows, if we had, we would have become like that. So don't know. So I tell them, read newspapers, magazines. You have to be a voracious reader. Intensely, you have to read. Intensive reading. Because this is post-graduation. This is a different thing. Be school. Recruiters won't spare you. And I say, okay, Google. And Google, very good. It's a blessing, but it should not become a curse for yourself. Google should be for using it, not misusing it. Now, I tell them, for example, there is as economics faculty, when I'm teaching macroeconomics, the World Bank every year prepares a report called Ease of Doing Business Report. Ease of doing business. Now it is not preparing for some issues that are there, but till last year it was preparing. So I tell the students, go to the World Bank website, take that ease of business doing report, see on what parameters the countries are ranked. It is easy to do business in this country. It is not so easy to do business in this country. So what are the parameters? How do they rank it? Where does India stand? Say vis-a-vis the first ranker, like Singapore. Why can't you make an analysis of that? So how will you do that? Unless you go to Google, read it in deep, download the material, okay, and read it. Quick, everything fast. It should not happen like that. Patchy work. I tell them, you don't do that. So working hard, there is no substitute for working hard. Reading makes a lot, and interacting with your peers. That is another thing that I advise them. And basic concept should be strong, I always tell them, because the recruiter, when he comes for placement, his focus is mostly on the basic concepts. He will not ask you an intricate some problem from some financial management or management accounting to solve. Some basic concept only he's going to ask you. Okay, and you have to tell. So basic concepts should be strong. I tell them make a chart of basic concepts. So this is how work hard. No substitute for it. That is my message.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you for taking your time and sharing your thoughts with us. I'm sure
Yeah.
we will have many takeaways and have valuable insights on IP.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Suhas, for all the trouble that you have taken. Do let me know how the students found it. Are you taking the feedback from the students? Do let
Yes, sure, sir.
or whatever. Or I will take feedback from you.
Sure.
How did you find your one of them? Right?
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Suhas.
Thank you.
Thanks.